Hello. Hey. Hey. Hi. Hello. Well, you're up early. You may recognize me as a fellow human being, or you may recognize me from all of my other viral videos. My name is Casey, and I have decided that this year, instead of buying a Halloween costume, I was going to make one. I just watched Jennifer's Body for the first time. I know that it came out in 2009, but I was busy being 14 or 15 at the time. Just watched it because I was leaving Hulu, so I wanted to take advantage of being able to watch it legally. And I decided that, hey, that dress doesn't look that complicated. And boy, do I severely underestimate how difficult these things would be. If you're interested, try following along as I make this tutorial slash vlog of me messing up very simple dress steps and going to the gym. If you have any hot tips with a Z, feel free to send them my way. Like, why does my thread always come out of my sewing machine? It's really annoying that it does that. If this whole thing is too complicated for you, but you still want to avoid a mass-produced cheap costume that's destroying the environment, you can just find yourself a white dress, throw some ribbon on it and Kool-Aid, and boom, you've done it. Congratulations. Anyway, I hope you like this, and if you don't, that would hurt my feelings, so you should just like it. So you're going to need to get your measurements, obviously. So I have just stripped into a little sports bra and just getting it the widest part. Ugh. Take your measurements and divide in half. That is going to be the size of your front and back pieces separately. Add an inch for seam allowance. Cut out 2 identical twin pieces of fabric. These are going to be the front and back layers for the back side of your top. I choose to pin and cut the fabric because I like the challenge of unnecessary difficulty. Do not sew the top or bottom sides together if you want to seamlessly insert your straps and extra ruffles later on. Or, if you're a risk taker, then just do it. Commit some crimes. Just make sure that you're doing right side to right side so that you keep the seams in. Don't do it wrong. Do it right. Hot tip. Anyway, with those right sides kissing romantically, sew the top, bottom, and one side together. Then flip it inside out. That's one piece. You and your pirate friend should cut one more piece of rectangle fabric for the underlayer of the front of your top. For the last layer, you need to add length for the ruffling. I added another half to my top, so 17.5 inches plus 8 inches for 23.5 inches. Wow. Now that I have 4 pieces, I have the 2 for the back, which I already sewed together, and I have the front, I'm going to bundle the pieces up on the long front part and line it up with the bottom of the underside. And if it doesn't work, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to take like a break. I only have so much fabric. I adjust my sewing machine to the longest stitch and I sew a single line across the fabric that I want to ruffle. I don't backstitch and then cut the thread. Pull one of the pieces of dangling thread gently so you don't break it. Do this until you like how it looks and the length matches your shorter fabric. Then line up your ruffled edge with the edge of your short fabric and sew together, right sides kissing romantically. You can see here's how my sort of ruffles have turned out. I'm going to put it together with the back piece just to make sure they fit. And if they don't, I'll probably just put a zipper on it. I'm probably gonna put a zipper on it anyway, just because this isn't a very stretchy material. For the straps, cut out 2 long strips. It should be a little over double whatever you want the width to be, allowing for the seam. Fold in half inside out and then sew closed. Remove any extra fabric. Take a little break. You've earned it. So now I've left. I'm taking a little break. I'm going to the gym. I'm waiting for all my gym buddies to show up. So while I wait, trying to flip this polyester material inside out is hellish. Do a nice little workout.
It's YouTube.
Yeah. It's like, comment, and subscribe.
You gotta smash that button.
You have to smash.
Look at the recommended videos. If you like them, that means you like this.
And if you don't like them, you might like this.
You might like that. Yeah, like, comment, and subscribe.
How do you
subscribe?
Subscribe. Sign up for the Patreon. Get on the email list, www.neopets.com.
We are now on day 2. Last night I had to redo the back because I sewed it wrong yesterday, and as I was progressing I realized it wasn't gonna work. I ruffled the unruffled edge of the top and then I ironed it to make it easier to sew. Then I connected the front to the back by one side. So fit-wise, looks pretty good. For the skirt, take your fabric and cut 2 vaguely V-shaped pieces with a flat top The total width at the top should be able to fit around your underbust. Lengthwise, it should hit the floor, like the bodies. If you're still not sure, the lower half should resemble the bottom of a snow angel, so lay down on your fabric and start kicking your leg. Just lay down if trying to make your fraternal twin pieces identical makes you tired. Sew one side of your newly identical twins together. If you were me, where would you have put your black bobbin? While the dress is in just this one piece, I'm going to start putting the ribbon onto it. Because it seems like it'll be easier that way. Let's see how I messed this one up. So I messed this one up by wasting my precious time pinning the ribbon in place when I'm not ready to do that yet. Hem the bottom of the skirt first, and then repin the ribbon. After I do this, I sew along the seam to secure the ribbon on the skirt. Sorry, Doobie, what did they write?
They wrote dingle instead of dongle.
Had to go to Joann's, get some more ribbon. And then I had some pizza for dinner, and now I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is the best soda. And if you disagree, I don't know what to tell you, you're just wrong. If your name's Sarah, thank you. Next step is pinning the other two lines of lace. One of them goes above the knee and one goes below the knee. One thing to keep in mind is that you're likely going to need more lace than you think you do. I kind of ran into that problem a little bit of just running out, or when I sewed it being a little shorter than when I pinned it. Or maybe you're just better than me at this, so you don't need to keep that in mind, in which case I'm really happy for you. Then sew it on. After this, I decided to make the lining layer of the skirt. The dress gets torn toward the end of the movie and you can see underneath. I cut the width to match at the top and then cut the length. Unfortunately, I couldn't match the full width because I didn't have enough fabric, so I used the extra fabric I cut off at the bottom into small triangles. They were just enough to match the full size of the skirt. Makara Tours taught me that trick. Thanks, Makara. Pin your little triangles to the rest of the lining layer and prepare to sew it together. If you want to be like me, have your little pins pointing towards your fingers when you are doing the little sewing, if you like to add that little element of danger that you might stab yourself. And to make sure the lace will lay exactly how I want it to, I've got my trusty glue gun and I am just gluing along the edge and then just pushing it down with my scissors so that way I don't burn myself. I have just lined up the top of the lining. Haha, lined up the top of the lining. Very funny joke. So the top of your lining layer to the top of your skirt on the inside, and then go to the movies.
Oh my god, guys, look! It's the girl who replaced Avril Lavigne.
Her stunt double?
Yes.
Hello!
Oh man, everything of a projector. The frame rate goes down, they're like, oh crap, this happens every time.
Pajama Sam just starts playing.
So now that I've basically taken the weekend off, I'm going to try and finish this dress today. Surprising no one, I went to the gym again. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna be Humpty Dumpty. So today, I'm going to get this dress into a wearable state. Not finished, but you know, I'm gonna attach the top and bottom and make sure that we can zipper it so that way it can actually be done. Essentially, what's really nice about having to attach them is that it's gonna be covered with a ribbon. So if you mess it up, you can just hide it. There's no problem there. I tucked and pinned the bottom to the top. You could be fairly lazy about this part since I was actually trying my best here. I folded it in such a way so that it would actually look nice when done. The big part about adhering the skirt to the top is making sure that the skirt is properly attached to the zipper. You want to make sure that the edge is lined up correctly so you can actually get in and out of the dress. Lining up your seams and lining up your zipper are going to be really important when it comes to attaching the top and bottom. Then sew it all together. On the front side, I sewed from the zipper to the seam and then stopped. I flipped the dress over and then I continued from the seam back to the zipper. While I was at it, I decided to actually close up the skirt. So again, you have to make sure that it is right sides facing each other so that the seam is tucked on the inside. The other important note is making sure that you're lining up the pieces of lace because otherwise it's going to look odd if they don't match up. I did finally sew it, and My ribbon's a little short, so I'm just gonna quickly sew this on.
So this is what I meant earlier about not having enough lace. Despite pinning it, it was still short. You can take a little bit of ribbon that you have as extra and sew it on, trim and glue it so it doesn't look too out of place. I am using scissors to avoid touching the hot glue with my skin. Unlike our queen Makara, who glues directly to her skin, I am a coward. I am sorry I can't be as brave as her. Pin the ribbon to the seam you sewed earlier when attaching the top and bottom. Starting with the front and ending at the zipper, you're going to have to cut it. Sew it in place. Don't worry about how it's flopping around because we're going to use the hot glue gun to make sure that it falls exactly where we want. Then, do the same thing on the back. Use your hot glue gun to push the lace onto the delicate ruffling you did earlier. Let your mind be at peace. Decide that now is the time to actually close your under layer of the skirt because you've left it open this entire time and it's flapping around, really annoying you. Making new straps, I wasn't able to actually flip the other ones inside out, so I gave up. Now, I'm making them a little bit bigger so that I can actually use my loop turner.
These are my give up straps. These are the straps that I'm going to be using if I try to do straps the normal way and I still can't get it to flip inside out because the fabric is just the fabric is stronger than I am. I'm weak.
Not today. Today I triumphed. I'm the winner today. I beat these little pieces of fabric. I was able to flip them right side out. I sewed them real good. Then I ironed them with the seam in the middle so they can lay nice and flat with the seam hidden upside down. And because I just have so little fight left in me, I just attached it right on the inside. Nothing fancy.
Here comes the boy.
Here comes
The boy. That was messed up.
What the?
That was messed up.
That's what we get
After-
for waiting for him? We waited for you.
I'm so disappointed.
Then I was observing my leg muscle twitch. I wasted a lot of time measuring the ribbon around myself. You don't have to do this, just measure it against the dress. I put on my huggle for good measure. After taking a couple of really good, very close looks at some Google images to make sure that the dress was looking okay, I started applying the full black ribbon. For the back with the ribbon, I actually did a full seam across the top because I figure on the back it doesn't really matter as much, and then I'm going to just continue to hot glue it to make sure that it's not going to move anywhere. I do a vertical stitch right at the zipper. Relaxing ASMR. To make the bracelet she wears, I just used a piece of ribbon, stuck on some Velcro, and hot glued some little shiny bits that I just got from the craft store. Hot glue any of the flappy bits of ribbon. Watch a Jamie French YouTube video while you're at it. The necklace is just 2 pieces of black suede cord and any dangly black jewel. After a lot of 0 IQ moves, I finally learned that you really should just for the front, just hot glue the ribbon on. Just hot glue it. Don't try and sew it. It's gonna be a whole disaster. If you want to sew maybe a little bit near the seam, but even then, I just wouldn't do it. Take it from me. I learned the hard way.
I have, through a series of folding different pieces of ribbon, managed to make one that looks like it's just one piece of ribbon.
Now this is the opposite warning. Do not hot glue a little tiny ribbon. It just looks bad. Sew it, because the pieces will droop and you're going to be able to see little bits of hot glue, which coincidentally, if you need to remove hot glue, you can just use rubbing alcohol. Just put it onto a little Q-tip and rub it, and then you can peel it off.
But yeah, it wasn't the worst movies. Like, I could see why someone would, especially if they read the books first, would actually enjoy the movies. They weren't that as bad as I thought they were gonna be.
Choose your fighter.
Gonna kick you.
Eddie wearing
So don't think that this is a cop-out, but I've decided not to put the ruffling at the top of the dress. It keeps irritating my skin, and while I wanted to try and get it as accurate as possible, I'm planning on wearing this. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I apologize. I will send you your refund in the mail. Oh wait, this is my project. I can do whatever I want. I'll still send you that refund though.
Hello, I'm Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. You might know me as the body from Jennifer's Body.
Just looking to eat some boy.
boys are my preferred snack. Hello, I'm Jennifer. This is my body. I'm Jennifer. I'm Jennifer. And this is my body. I'm Jennifer. This is my body and I need it now. My name's Jennifer. I'm a bisexual icon. Fun fact, did you know the line that, not eating people, I'm eating boys. That line is not in the movie. But I'm Jennifer. And I'm ripped. My name's Jennifer. This is my body. This can be your body. Just sign up, easy payments of $19.99. You can learn my secret. It's called eating human flesh. Eating bones. You wanna run fast? I can run fast because I'm Jennifer and I'm a demon. My name's Jennifer. Quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, you got the whole movie, right?
I got the whole movie. My name's Jennifer. I filmed this movie. My name's Jennifer. I don't eat keto. I eat men who eat keto. My name's Jennifer. I just want to eat a man's intestines. I'm Jennifer. I'm Megan Fox. Can't you see the resemblance? Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm Jennifer, and this is my body. If you hate your best friend's boyfriend, just kill him. It's fine. I'm Jennifer. This is my body and I need it now. Smells like Thai food out here. You guy behind the camera, do you want to go do it in the woods? I promise I won't kill you. My name's Jennifer, and it's time for us to go to the gym so I can get that body! Once you're done with your shenanigans, it's time to die. The fabric. If you're using polyester, you need to give it a soothing, boiling bath. Otherwise, the color won't absorb. The bubbles that you can see is actually dish soap, which is supposed to make the color dye evenly. I can't confirm or deny if that's actually true, but I'm good at following instructions. When dyeing synthetic materials, you have to make sure that you get the right dye, because otherwise it's not going to absorb. When the water comes to a low boil, add the red coloring. Resist any urge to drink this forbidden soup. Add some dress flavoring. I also added the gloves for good measure. They're a little trickier to submerge because you're going to get the lines of the water level, so get creative in pinching it so that it, looks like you've disemboweled a human being. The problem with working with polyester and other synthetic materials is that it must be heated to absorb any coloring. If you try to add the color outside of your boiling water, when you go to rinse it, it'll come right out. So do whatever you want, just know that if you rinse it, it's going to disappear like DB Cooper. It wasn't giving me quite the color I wanted, so I added just like a touch of black dye. I think got kind of that sort of deeper tone. Let your soup boil for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. It's soup! For the bottom, I got rid of my old boiling dye and made a new pot with just black dye. I only added a small portion and dunked the dress a couple times like a Dunkaroo. I'm just going for a dingy gray, not black, so I didn't want to keep it in too long. I can't get it. Too busy looking at my phone. Are we all too busy looking at our phones?
Yep. Casey's evil laugh.
I can laugh evilly on command. Oh, that was worse.
Now it sounds forced now.
I know, that wasn't good.
Forced like a horse. Just do pre-recorded laugh.
I bought some acrylic paint from the store that said it could be used on fabric. At this point, the rules of color don't apply to me. I used red and brown to make a dark shade of blood and applied to the gloves with a paintbrush. I took a bunched up paper towel and dabbed it on the material for a splatter effect and made drops with the brush. I used a bigger brush to paint the dress. I added some red back to the color so it would look fresher. After a lot of detail work, it was finally done. And here is the finished product with all of the details. I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Now it's time to take it for just a very small test run. My friends are outside. What are you guys doing?
Hey.
I'm out. I'm leaving. Oh, if you start coming in through the window, then it's less special. Oh gosh. Jennifer, this is my body. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Watch next time, but I gotta go. I'm leaving. See you next time. Goodbye.